What's up, guys? So today's video is a totally different one that I probably have never done before. It's about some GAC counters, info, strategies, whatever you want to kind of think of it. It's like the big video that I wanted to do for a while with my man Blade Bacca, because I do think highly of Blade when it comes to these counters and the teams that he uses in his GAC and sometimes for TW, but mainly for GAC. So I just want to, preface this video. We're going to be chatting a lot about GAC. This is going to be part one of the part two because it's a 50-minute video. I'm not going to show you almost a whole 60 minutes of it. It's just not going to happen. I'll probably break it into two parts. So yeah, we're going to just kind of show this. And thank you, Blade, for hopping on, chatting with me about this stuff. It's super fun stuff. I like it. Hopefully you guys like it out there. And without further ado, guys, let's go and hop into it. And we're not going to start an intro or anything. We're going to just go chat about it. Chat about stuff. So, I don't know. So I do like, yeah, I mean, if I could, like, ideally save... Because don't you, like, put Padme and JKR in defense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Padme, JKR, Darth Revan.
Yeah. Okay. So if I think if I can pull off, like, your Night Sisters, or, I mean, just save them, I guess you could say, get my dock up.
Doc is the most important. The other ones, they're usually just dying.
Okay. Yeah, because, well, since you ever... I think I can show this, right? So you have like an entirely full HP set on your Daka. Do you like the Daka lead or do you like Talzin lead for that?
Ever since I relicked her up more and modded her straight for health, I prefer Talzin.
Interesting, okay. Even though that the leadership gives even more HP and defense?
You don't really need that when you already have a very well modded Daka.
Okay. Yeah, this one... I like the plague. I think the plague's huge, right?
And the Zeta, especially when you try the revive. There's sometimes Doctor doesn't revive everyone, which is actually okay because you can abuse the basic Zeta. When you use the basic, they revive. You can actually abuse it and get more stacks of the Daka's unique.
Okay. Yeah, because I what am I? I think my dock is at Relic 4 right now. She, what's your HP on her dock? I think it's like
131.
Okay, yeah. So mine is Relic 4, and she's like 100k, I think, like barely around 100k. So what's like a good? You said 100k is good, right? I think we were chatting about that. 100k is good for Daka.
Yep.
Okay. So 100k. What about speed? Do you think any speed's like nice there?
Speed is nice just so she doesn't take forever to take a turn.
Okay. And plus on the Talzin lead, you get some speed there too, so that's pretty nice. So ideally, if I could, so I guess next thing we can chat about is EP BSF, because if I can put JKR on defense, I could save Talzin, or I guess Night Sisters for offense and EP, and then like what you said there, use EP versus the non-GG with BB-8s, which I have yet to see those in GAC. But maybe, heck, I'll run into one in a little bit. Who knows? But I think, the Night Sisters. That's one that I didn't really even know about until like a few weeks ago. How did I not know about that? It's like such a solid team. It really is versus like Grievous's. I think like right now in the game, I think Night Sisters are just not cutting it on defense unless you have like disgustingly modded and relics on them. I just don't think it's that great.
Yeah, like Nicaragua.
Yeah, like Nick. So, and I think just JKR straight up is like a way better team. So, yeah, I mean, we could chat about EP. Do you think for, let's bring up Set Empire. Oh, wait.
It's Sith. Oh, I guess you can look at my Empire.
Well, there's one thing. You use IPD, right, in yours? Do you use IPD? Yeah. Do you find IPD with his Zeta... Well, have you even tried Death Trooper at all in that little 5th slot?
Like way early on. This was way early, months ago. I prefer the IPD. I already had an IPD Zeta from GG Nuke.
Yeah, because the Zeta, where is it?
Buff immunity.
Yeah, you pretty much have built-in buff immunity if you land some target locks, which I think is awesome versus like a Watt team when like you're trying to get around a taunt like the Magna Guard's taunt. So I think that's huge. I think
plus, when you do the...
What? You go ahead.
When you do the Dispel from IPD, it won't trigger, what's it called? Magna Guard's taunt.
Oh
the counter.
yeah, because it's on
When you do,
attack. It's on attack.
yeah, when you do DTs AOE, it can actually trigger the taunt still, if he
True.
counters.
Yeah. See, okay, that could be a. I don't know. Would you consider that like a luxury thing, like a Zeta to get on him?
This, like, I use him all the time. Like, if I use it versus Padme or something, I'll like. It's
I
so
mean,
useful
that's
everywhere.
so
For me.
strong too because being able to just stop buffs. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and he even gets some turn meter, right? Okay.
Yep.
So I think that might be one for me to look into. I just think the only reason I would probably say I like Death Trooper a little bit more is only really if the stun on Grievous doesn't land. But if you have a really like optimally modded team, your team is gonna be going so fast anyways. So I don't think it's gonna matter. So I think I'm probably gonna need to get a Zeta. Do you think Gear 12 is needed though on IPD? What do
I
you
think I
get? A
used to
little
do
bit
it
more?
with.
A
I
little
used to
more?
do it with Gear 11. Yeah, I just
Oh,
modded
that's,
for
that's pretty
protection and
solid though.
potency,
50k protection. It's not
and
bad.
then potency.
Oh, and the potency. Yeah, okay. All right. So I think. Okay, the next thing I wanna ask. Do you think you need relics on? Here, let's just pull up Sith. Do you think do you need relics on Palpatine and also Bastilla, Sean Fallen? Do you think so?
Well, I left them low relic, but you don't really need them. I used to do it with Gear 12 with Palpatine.
Okay. That's
Bastila
pretty
matters more for the
tanky for
speed.
BSF.
Yeah. EP is also pretty tanky. I did.
Okay. Well, do you think it's like nice though? Like, let's say for example, like you're fighting like a really good Grievous Watt, and let's say the Watt's pretty dang fast. You outspeed your Bastila, and you have her, or let's say you're fighting Grievous that's also kind of fast. Like let's say like 220, 230. If they do get a Grievous AOE off, do you think a Gear 12 can tank that? Because I'm not too sure if mine could. I mean, maybe
No,
it
I don't
could.
think so.
So maybe
Usually, if it's crazy fast, crazy modded GG Watt,
yeah.
I'll actually just use the trio. I'll use with the trio. I'm not gonna risk IPD and TIE Fighter Pilot
Yeah. So okay, that makes sense.
because they'll just get one shot.
And yeah, and that all like this all comes back to Night Sisters as well because if you do want to use your Triumvirate versus this to help out, then you could just use Night Sisters versus the Geos too.
Yeah.
So there's so much nice stuff here too, to just like keep in place on defense because I think if I can keep JKR and Padme on defense, that is such a huge banner kind of killer for the other guys who are attacking me. I mean. Imagine having to go through. Do you place gas on defense? I don't think you do, right?
No, I saved mine for offense.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just think those JKR and Padme, if I can place those on defense, oh my gosh, that'd be so good. Okay, what else do you want to chat about? Let's see. Geos. Where do you use your Geos? You use them on offense, right?
Defense.
Defense. Okay, so let me just check these. So yeah, you do have a full one. I think Geos are good both ways, but I think if we were to try to go our route with, or rather your route, because you like the Padme on defense, and I haven't always been one to like Padme on defense because I would use her on offense. But I think if you're gonna go Padme on defense, I think it's super awesome to place Geos like right in front because I'm pretty sure
That's what I do.
Yeah, because you're pretty much forcing them to pull a Traya, and if they use Traya and then they go to the back wall, they see Padme, well, what are they going to have? They're going to have to use something really, really huge, really big time versus that. So
usually
okay.
I've just seen they save their gas and they use it, and they'll lose. Like, they'll get like 52, 53 banners. Like, that's a win for me.
Oh,
I don't
care. Thinking, like, modding here, like, what would you say is, like, really good mods? Let's just go over GBA and Spy, because I think those are two most important.
Their whole team is it's offense heavy. Offense critical chance.
Yeah, this is okay. So I didn't know this, but yeah, Blade, you like going with a lot of offense, right, on your Geos.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the offense here? Let's see. See, that's not bad, and high crit chance. So he's gonna be critting a lot, and the Spy. Okay, let's see Spy. So yeah, I think that's pretty good offense as well. Pretty much, I think. The whole reason, though, you go offense is to
to get those early kills before Treya's Sions even move.
Yeah, to get those early kills. Because if you were to go like the original route with how you mod them, like not a whole lot of offense, kind of just a little bit slower, I guess you could say, you're not gonna get that much early damage on. So I think if you're to go like something like this, I guess we can show some more. More offense is huge. I think that's
even Sunfac and Poggle, I do it.
Yeah, so that was Soldier, that was Spy, and then Poggle. Offense on a Poggle, yeah. I think that's something to consider for other people who want to run. But I'm not too sure if Gear 12 would be able to pull this off. I think it's really only with Gear 13. For the most part, right? Yeah. So this is fun fact. Yeah. The only thing is with the crit chance and then comparing that to the crit avoidance on Scion and Treya, that's...
A lot of people don't have their Treya Scion. They're not modded correctly still. So
Really? Okay.
so they just have the leadership crit avoidance. So they're still critting like 50% of the time.
Well, yeah, you get 40% right from the lead, and then if you have a crit avoidance arrow, that's 35. So it should be around 75 if they were to mod them. But yeah, I guess some people don't even mod them for that, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Man, okay. So Geo's defense, I think that's pretty solid actually. Just so we can kind of bait out Padme, because I think that's like one of the strongest strategies when it comes to GAC is those two teams right there. You bait out one of those with Treya. I think that's huge. So,
and especially for me, I don't have a 7-star gas, so they don't expect gas hiding. Probably.
Yeah.
But for someone like you, if you keep your gas on offense and you hide Padme, they're gonna think I'm gonna hold my CLS in case you have gas back there, and then they don't see gas and they're like, oh fuck.
They see Padme, dude. Okay, I was asked this in my stream today. Can CLS beat a Padme? I thought it was only without Chewie they can.
It's very hard. Like I hate it, and I have like.
And what we like doing, Blade rather likes doing, what I'm trying to get going is using Padme. So the main four, right? Padme, Anakin, General Kenobi, and also Ahsoka. But then tossing in, because me and Bacca don't have. Where's your Malik? We don't have Malik maxed out. He's not in 13. So what we like doing is tossing him in as a 5th. I don't even think
to stop
could even
EP lead.
Yeah.
Just to stop EP lead.
Just stop EP lead. I mean, and then you can even save 3PO for like a CLS versus gas. That's so much value.
That's exactly what I do, because I have Watt with my Night Sister counter.
Oh yeah, we gotta get over that and chat over that. That's a nice fun one too. But yeah, the Padme team on defense, I think if you can save 3PO, because he gets way more uses on offense, like to counter. If you were to, maybe use your Padme, I guess, versus like a Darth Revan. But what we like to do is use CLS versus gas. That's like a really, really high value counter. And then, I think, I don't know. Would you, if you had a Gear 13 Malik, would you still place him with Padme?
My DR is like pretty trash. Plus, I save BSF anyways, so it's like I don't like Darth Revan. Malik is so much better either as a solo offense character or putting it as a 5th in another team, because you have to commit something big just to kill him.
Yeah. So because me and you like saving Basilisk on Fallen for offense, and that's a huge misconception I think with GAC when it comes to the Darth Revan team. So you can see right here on the screen that yours is like Gear 13 for the most part. Mine is garbage, it really is. I have Gear 13 only in Darth Revan, and I have a Gear 12 Bastila. So I think if you were to go with setting Darth Revan on defense, you really don't need, when it comes to like GAC, I guess, you don't really need Bastila, and heck, you probably don't even need Malik either, because in GAC type of game mode where you don't have all these crazy availabilities for all these really high tier squads, you need to save some, you got to play some, probably not going to have I guess what I'm trying to say here is it's probably going to pull a really great team like a Padme, like a CLS, or maybe
even Darth Revan without Bastila Shan or Malik, you still need to commit something pretty big.
Yeah,
it's nothing you can't.
I'm not sure in your GAC history, but I checked mine for last week's, and somebody uses Padme versus my crappy one, because mine has mine has like Shore Trooper and not Bastila, it has Barriss in there, and they're using Padme versus that. I'm like, what the heck are they doing?
That's a win. All right, you waste something big on that.
Yeah, I just think it's so silly how people think that those two, Darth Revan and Bastila on Fallen, they cannot be separated, and people need to get out of that kind of mindset, I think, because EP with BSF, guys, is so freaking strong. Gosh.
It is.
Okay, so what else we want to chat about? Oh, freaking... Okay, so this is a new one, right? The Bounty Hunters with Watt versus Night Sisters. So do you want to chat about this one a little bit? Because this is a little bit new to me as well.
I started using it, not the first GAC round, but the second one. So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So, Well, I'll just
But
say
that's because I
this.
saw Z-Hux was working on defense, and it's like, well, Z-Hux is still getting beat by JTR because BB-8's TM game's still working. That needs to be
Yeah,
fixed.
it does. That's the bug right now. It's well, it's like an order of operations thing, right? It still stops the
Yeah,
leadership stuff, but it does not stop unique for TM game
it
now.
doesn't stop the TM game from the unique. Basically, it doesn't stop any offense unique TM games at the start of battle, which is basically
Oh, okay.
BB-8.
Yeah.
Because all the other uniques, like Droideka, it won't work if he already has advantage. Because that's not at the beginning of the battle, that's during the battle where it's already
Yeah.
activated or whatever. Like it's active the advantage.
Yeah. 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 Okay, so that's like a pretty big bug actually right now because people are. I mean, I think Hux is like a top tier character, especially with that Zeta, and if it's not working, that is a huge issue. And
Yeah.
it's supposed to be working, but it's not. So hopefully they do
Because it
fix
basically
it.
lets your FO go. They all go before the GTR can even move. So you're probably going to get a kill or some stuns. Like you're going to get a lot of turns and before they even move.
In like especially in the JTR team, like the entire team functions off of TM, and if you're stopping the TM early on, dude, it's not gonna work. So
Yeah.
it's I hope it gets fixed soon because I would 100% invest it, but I would only invest it if this team here works with my Watt to counter Night Sister. So I think the reason why this one really works the best versus Night Sisters rather than the First Order team is because of Bosk.
He's way more tanky.
Oh, he is so
Way more.
tanky. So in this one, you don't want to run a Django lead. You actually want to run a Bosk lead because what you're getting here is more max protection. Tenacity's not, super important, but also the defense. But the thing with defense, so typically the things that kind of screws you up is a really, really high, I guess you could say, spirit. Spirits can do a lot of damage. So the defense here is not going to kind of stop that because she ignores defense, but the max protection sure does. And also on his unique, he has even more defense and max HP while he has taunt. And guess what? If you're running a Watt team here, you're going to give the taunt tech, the tank tech rather, to your boss. He's already going to have the taunt pretty much. You're going to even have more HP and the defense, but like I said, the defense isn't going to do much versus spirits. But if you were to run this, what would be the best relic level for Bosk? What do you think? Yours is 40.
You don't really need. You could probably do it with Relic 1 or 0.
Really?
You'll still be around like 80k protection or 90k if you mod it. All
and
right.
you get that crazy protection. Yeah, HP.
You get the 50% extra protection, so it's way harder for spirits to one-shot you or get you below 50%.
Yeah. What was the hardest hit Spirit got on you when you were testing this out? Did she even hit you?
She hits, but it wouldn't even hit. Maybe around 140 was the highest I saw at one point.
Because 50% of
but that's not even going.
this
That's
is
not even going through protection. Yeah, that's 150k.
Yeah, it's 150k plus the HP from getting the tank tech too. So,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The reason though, I think it's okay. Yeah, you can probably tank a hit. But the reason why I would probably say it's going to be a little bit scarier is only if a spirit can hit you below half health because that triggers Talzin's extra turn from her Zeta. But like even then, I think from all the protection rather, it's probably going to still be fine. It's probably not.
It's
even
way harder to pull off on a Bosk under
Yeah.
Bosk lead than it is with crew. Because
Yeah.
crew doesn't get that 50% boost.
Yeah. That's a good point. He doesn't have anything built in with protection, only the Watt tech and whatever he has for protection going into the battle.
Yep.
So I think, I don't think Relic Force is needed, but what Blade likes doing is whenever he has a good counter, he likes investing a lot of his resources into it. So I think for a counter like this, it's super, I would say, super high value, I guess you could say. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And you can just do it with like a 4-man group too. Like I just did it this GA.
Oh man, yeah.
I just used the Fets, Bosk, and then what?
Yeah. Okay, so the rest, so yeah, you can use it 4-man, but do you think you need, Gear 13 on the other Fets for that to work? I guess just not like a 4-man, but maybe like a 5-man if you like want to bring in Zam or Dengar.
Not really. It's just more like it's easier for them to get kills
Okay.
because they get way more damage with the relics.
Pretty much.
And their relics, it's a critical chance, critical damage.
Yeah,
and then,
right here, the masteries.
Yeah.
I think if you just have like a really beefy Bosk, and then let's say maybe you have like a relic on Django or Boba, I guess. I think you should be totally fine for the most part.
Yeah, you could take your time because you have so much healing with Bosk lead. You're not gonna die.
Yeah. And besides, I think you guys should probably invest a relic into Jango Fett. He's one of the hardest hitting, I would say, probably characters in the game because he can double
Yeah,
tap.
he's crazy.
It's pretty nuts. I guess we can just show you some of the stats here. So almost 7.5k offense, really high crit chance. Yeah, you don't need Jango leading this one. It really benefits you more if you use Bosk lead for the more protection. And then here you go for Boba Fett. Oh, here's one thing I was going to ask you. So you have a 275 Bosk here. For Talzin's AoE, let's say you're like me, you don't have your 13 watt.
Then you would want to speed up. You want to speed him up more.
So you need you got to make sure in that aspect, or if that happens to you, you don't have the gear 13 watt. You have to have a faster Boba Fett to get off his what's it called, Death from Above, which applies ability block on Talzin, right? So you can stop the huge freaking the plague. If the plague goes off on your little gear 11 watt, he's gonna die. And I think you really want to make sure that he survives so he can get more tech off. So I guess that's just like one little thing there. But besides, besides that, I guess for gear 11 watts, if you have him, just make sure you have really tanky Bosk, right? And then you should be totally good to go. So that's a huge counter. I think that's one of the biggest I've seen in a while, being able to use that. All right. I guess we can show you the watt as well, because you do have them gear 13. Freaking lucky. I wish I had a gear 13 watt, dude. Holy cow. So let's just see. So 304 speed, yeah. I don't think Talzin's going to probably go eat through all that, No. 60k. Yeah, probably not.
No, he's not. No, she's not.
Okay, so what else we want to chat about? Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like Grievous teams for me, I think a Grievous relic is like really, really necessary, but I don't think you need relic 7 for the most part. I would say. I think some of like the supporting droids like Magna, B2, and B1. Those are probably a little bit more important for the most part. I don't think you need a really, really high relic Grievous, at least for me. I don't think so.
He's just so good. But he was my first G13
is really
and my first R7 for the GG nuke, and it's like.
Yeah, I can see you probably want to get him maxed, but there's just so many things to work on, I don't think it should be like a main priority for the most part.
Yeah, now it's hard to do now.
Yeah.
Too many things to invest in.
There's a lot, yeah. Okay. What else? 501st, yeah, you just use him offense, right, for DRs? Easy wins. Either I lose just 5s or I sometimes keep him alive, actually. And you use the all clone one, right? No Ahsoka. Yeah.
Ahsoka. I don't like Ahsoka versus DR. I never
you
did.
can just save her for defense with Padme. That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. And holy cow, I just see this now. Relic 7, those 3, and Relic 5s, or Rex rather. That's pretty good. Man, there's a lot of stuff here, man, that you got. Oh, freaking, we missed one of my favorite ones. Darth Sion, Darth Traya. What the heck?
Oh my, yeah.
How could we forget about these guys? So
I solo a bunch of teams. Like, so many.
Dude, look at that HP. Oh my gosh. That is so hot, dude. 106k HP, guys. There is, like, no chance in heck that a spy will one-shot you. It's almost impossible. No. I say it is impossible. No it probably is.
I don't remember the last... Like, Geos, they're not a threat to me right now. Not at all.
Yeah. 106k, and if you guys didn't know, his mastery gives him more armor. So
yeah, defense, I put some on.
So there's some good chunk of defense there. Okay, one thing. So I do run a kind of fast Scion, and you said probably don't do that just because you want...
GBA might resist the pain.
Yeah.
And then when he cleanses and targets Traya, they're not targeting Scion for so long.
Yeah. So the thing with that, though, is I would only say run slower Scion if you have... I guess kind of depends on like what
G13 Traya, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would kind of depend like what geos you're fighting. I don't want to show that. But for like the most part, I think you can probably pull it off with Gear 12 Traya. If like you're fighting like, let's say, Blades geos with like that crazy of relics on kind of everybody, you probably want to run a Gear 13 Traya. So both of his Traya and Scion are Relic 7. But man, if you think about the uses of these two characters in GAC, you can pretty much get free, easy banners and wins versus geos. If
just
you don't
using
happen to
two
see
characters.
Geos. Yeah, just using two characters.
Just using two characters.
So insane. And if you don't see geos for some odd and weird reason, well, guess what?
They still solo a bunch. They still solo a bunch.
so many teams. I've used these guys versus like a weird Phoenix team, some of the First Orders. So yeah, so also on this Treya, you want to have pretty much the exact same mods for the most part, right? But what would you say like to change between the two?
Treya can go with more protection
Okay.
because she only usually gets hit in the beginning of the battle. She won't really get as much healing.
Yeah.
So you can actually run protection so you can survive the initial onslaught until Scion goes, gets taunt off, and that's it. She's home free.
Yeah. Because what's her mastery? Oh yeah, the mastery here gives out even more critical avoidance.
Crit avoidance, damage,
awesome.
and accuracy or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, accuracy, crit avoidance, and damage. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the crit avoidance, what's already right now? So with the arrow, that's 48%, almost 49, plus the leadership. So that's just insane, guys. Almost 90% crit avoidance. No one's gonna be critting her. So I think it's super. One of my favorites I would really love to get here soon is going to be Treya Gear 13, just because you can pretty much solo, or not solo, 2v5 rather bugs, and pretty much, I wouldn't say all the teams in the game because that's kind of ridiculous, but I would say most of like the B tier teams, like I would say maybe Karths, I guess probably some Kiras if there's like no nest there.
I've done Django Nest.
Yeah.
I've done Newt leads, but they're like very like. I think I just lost last GA with Newt Watt. That one was I just got unlucky where Dooku with the weapon tech happened to kill Scion and I couldn't revive, so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. There's really so many uses out of those two characters.